shocking to the entire world. It's been very difficult. I am absolutely impressed at how the small businesses have adapted and pivoted. I think they've done a remarkable job, and I know that wherever we can, the provincial government and or the federal government has come in to assist. But these are changes. What's happened will affect our lives forever. We'll always have this memory of the year 2020 and what it has done. I can tell you, before COVID, Ontario was just unleashed. We had taken about $5 billion a year out of the cost of doing business in Ontario. That's something Premier Ford had asked for, to lower the cost of doing business. And we did through things like the WSIB premiums and lower taxes and cutting red tape. We really saw Ontario, all the fundamentals were in place for a great year. In fact, in February, we had 250,000 unfilled jobs all across Ontario, one of the lowest unemployment rates. So to go from that to seeing about 1.1 million people be out of work only a month later is startling. Now, I must say, in the last 5 months, we've recovered almost 900,000 of those jobs. So we're stabilizing and we're getting there. But for our for our small businesses across Ontario, it certainly has been very difficult. And we have been listening to all of the stakeholders and trying to make sure that we've been putting out supports that they need at every turn. Thank you. Thank you again. We've certainly seen both the federal and the provincial government develop programs in consultation with the business community. We've seen the various rent relief programs that have been extended and the various wage support programs that have been extended. From a provincial perspective, we also wanted to help you out at home. And so as soon as the virus hit, everybody with children 12 and under got a check for $200 for each child under 12 to help support them at home. If you're a senior, your guaranteed annual income doubled automatically. You didn't have to apply for anything. And in our budget of only a couple of weeks ago, which is our $45 billion action plan, it's called Protect, Support, Recover. We saw, again, families with children under 12 got an additional $200 check for everybody. But we've been taking a lot of steps by increasing our health investment, first of all, by over $15. And then we've added about $13.5 billion in direct support for families, for workers, for your employees. And that's in addition to the cash flow support of about $11 billion that we had. And then we've got about another $4.8 billion to protect and create jobs now and in the future. And that means lowering of energy rates at a cost of about $1.3 billion, putting almost $1 billion into broadband, lowering the business education tax. So your property tax bill, when you get it, the provincial portion will be reduced. It's reduced by $450 million. That's 200,000 businesses who will pay lower taxes. We continued with the employee health tax by extending the threshold, which means there are tens of thousands of businesses who no longer pay an employee health tax. And the list, quite frankly, of supports will go on and on and on, and it won't stop until this is over. So we've done everything we can to protect as well as create good quality Ontario-made jobs that are there today and in the future. And we'll continue to reduce taxes put our plan to connect everybody, every business, every farm in Ontario with broadband, and continue to train your employees to train workers for you. Right, we are online. I live in a small community in Northern Ontario, 4,800 people. It's a tiny place, but I do business worldwide. I'm Ontario's trade minister, and I do our trade, whether it's in Japan, Korea, at night, India a little later in the morning, or all through the US at all hours of the day. Here I am working from my small community of 4,800 people through the broadband service I have. So when you ask, what's changed, we're working online now. And I think because it's not been business as usual since the outset of the pandemic, we've seen a really huge importance placed on technology and strengthening our domestic supply chains, which brought a lot of opportunities. We're supporting Ontario-made goods. So there's opportunities now that did not exist before for small companies to get into either manufacturing or the distribution of personal protective equipment. It's a massive industry. Our Ontario Together website that we put out had 28,000 visits to it, and we bought almost $1 billion from 19,000 of those, through 19,000 of those visits. Millions of 14 million face shields, 100+ million masks and gowns. So for the small business community, you can help your business get online. There's $57 million that's put into what's called the Digital Main Street. And this is a plan that helps owners build their websites and enhance your digital presence. You can go to covid-19.ontario.ca. Just go to ontario.ca and you'll find the link to the Digital Main Street program. And it includes $2,500 Digital Main Street grant to help small businesses be more digitally effective. So, that's a really interesting plus. Again, we're helping SMEs by launching Ontario Made. It's an awareness program through the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters. I was in one of the hardware stores on the weekend buying paint, and they had a huge Ontario Made banner with that logo, the custom logo. And on the paint that I picked up, the label had the Ontario Made logo right on it. There's about 6,000 products now that have Ontario Made logo built into them. So we encourage you to go on supportonteriomade.ca and learn about how your small business can get involved. There's thousands of businesses that are now involved on that. And we'll continue to make investments in personal protective equipment through our Ontario Together Fund and promote the ones that are made here on the Ontario Made site. But also, we're investing about $180 million to train your workers and give people the skills they need to succeed. These are the kinds of things that we're doing because of all the changes that we've seen. Actually, you don't need to be on Main Street, but it's called Digital Main Street, and it's $2,500 grant to help small businesses be more digitally effective. And that's part of a $57 million program to enhance your digital presence. We really want to see you, if you're having trouble, we want to see you put your business online and compete online. We've got a huge worldwide market. There's also a very specific program for 60,000 businesses. These are businesses with less than 10 employees. And this is the $1,000 Main Street Relief Grant. And it will help you pay for the cost of your PPE or any of the COVID-related costs for your business if you have less than 10 employees. So you can again go on ontario.ca/small business and you'll find the link and that's $1,000. There'll be, I think there's more than 60,000 businesses that fit into that criteria. So we really want you to do that. And if you're in a business that's in the modified stage 2, that's either a control or lockdown, you can apply now for rebates to help with your fixed costs. We'll help you pay your property tax. We'll help you pay your energy bill. It's a $300 million fund that's been set aside. So it's a huge opportunity. If you are in the areas like stage 2 that are in control or lockdown, the modified stage 2, I should say, then get on ontario.ca and that money will come to you. You can go right on. It'll give you the link right to the site. It's active right now, as just in the last few days. And one final piece that we're doing is we're putting out a workplace PPE supplier directory. So you'll want to either be in that directory if you are distributing supplies. You can be, it's free to you, or also you can look at that directory if you're having trouble finding PPE. It's an electronic directory that you, again, go on ontario.ca and you'll find the link to that. But it's a PPE supplier directory, and you'll be able to keep your employees and your customers safe from COVID-19. I think it's contingent on all of us to know what's going on. Nobody knows for certain what direction this pandemic will take. Just think about it only some months ago where we were, getting near zero again, and we heard of the second wave, and we've seen it worldwide, what's happened. So nobody knows what direction this pandemic will take, and quite frankly, nobody knows which direction anybody's economy will take. So we need everybody to be prepared for anything. And again, I'll just go over some of the things. That's why we put $45 billion action plan to protect, support, recover. And we're taking steps to help people be protected from the deadly virus by investing, as I said earlier, more than $15 billion additional into health. And we've got relief for your family, relief for your shops, with $13.5 billion. And I mentioned that's in addition to $11.3 billion in cash flow support. So things like extending your tax period, extending your WSIB, extending your employee health tax, and in fact, many cases canceling your employee health tax. If you're under $1 million, you won't be paying any longer. The new news is your business education tax is going to be lowered depending on where you live by 10, 20, even 30%. So if you get your tax bill, when you get your tax bill, your property tax bill, it comes from the city. 60% of it goes for the city, 40% goes to the province for the education tax. We're eliminating $450 million of that tax. That's 200,000 businesses will have that tax lowered. We've got lower payroll taxes coming. And again, we're investing about 100 and change million for skills training. So there's a lot still coming. A lot of interest and penalty-free periods for provincially administered taxes. We're going to continue a lot of these measures. And we're also putting in a lot of measures that support good paying jobs in Ontario, and will send Ontario down a path to further growth and renewal. This as a lifelong entrepreneur, cash is king. So watch your cash flow, watch your money, and be careful with that. But I want you to go and visit ontario.ca, and this will just spend some time on that site and dig deep, because you can access all the resources, all the grants, all the programs that are available. Then go to canada.ca and you'll access, again, all the resources, all the grants, all the programs that are available. Get on the digital Main Street. Get on the PPE directory if you're manufacturing, or if you're selling PPE, or if you're looking for PPE. There's lots that you can do. The government, we sit with the federal government and we decide what can we do, who should best pay for it, and who should best administer it. That's why you've been seeing a mix of the province and the feds working together. We want no gaps, We want no duplication, and I think that's been happening. So there are lots of things you yourself can be doing, but we want you to stay safe. We want you to wear a mask when you're indoors. Stay 6 feet apart, 2 meters apart. Continue to wash your hands. Do all of those things that you keep hearing about. We keep repeating them for a reason. We've got to stop this increase of our caseload, because it is putting quite a strain on the health system, and we want to make sure that we catch this in time.